Hi there, I am Donetta Dalman. I am a director with Scentsy, and today I'm going to share with you a little about my follow-up system. And I'm kind of an organizational nerd, and so I have all these systems in place, and I'm going to share with you a good way to make sure to stay connected to your customers. So one of the things that I do, I have a weekly to-do list and a monthly to-do list, and this was something that was shared with us with the spring simulcast last year, and I kind of took that and tweaked that and made it my own. And so I have tasks that I follow every week and every month, and I make sure and write those on my planner so that I know those are going to get done. In addition to those, I have a spreadsheet for PWS orders, and this has been really helpful because a lot of people will get online and order, and they can kind of fall through the cracks if you don't make sure that you've got some kind of a system in place to keep up with those people and contact them and add them into your customer list and that kind of thing. So I just created a spreadsheet in Excel for PWS orders, and I keep track of who orders on my website. I put their name, the date they ordered, and then I have a column for thank you so that I know I've contacted them and said thank you, and then a follow-up, because then I touch base with them usually like within a week or two after they've gotten their product to make sure that they were happy with their order and they liked it. And so then I write down the date of my follow-up. And then I also send thank you cards and scent circles to people who just jump online and order things from me, because I'm not having to deliver and it's just shipping direct to them. So it makes it really easy for me. So I just want to tell them thank you and let them know that I appreciate their business. So I do that. I just send a scent circle and a little thank you card. And so I write that down. And it's kind of helped me retain those customers because I keep track of them and I know that they know I appreciate them. And a lot of times people are surprised whenever I contact them and say thanks and, check in and make sure that they were happy with it. So that can definitely go a long way and really speak to those customers and provide good customer service. So another thing that I do is I have two different buckets. I have one that's not alphabetized, that's in here by month, and then I have another that is alphabetized. So one bucket, the one that's alphabetized, is in there I have cards in here by name. So I have a card, make sure I get the right one. I'm going to show you these. I create these 4x6 cards. I put my customer name at the top, the date that they ordered, and what they ordered. That makes it easy for me. I know people have different ways of doing the customer follow-up and keeping track of stuff. I know some people keep their order forms together, or they have a binder where they do stuff, or they even look in the workstation. But I like this because I can pull out a customer's card and I can see everything they've ever ordered for me. I can see what their favorite scents are. I can see how often they order, that kind of thing. So it just makes it easy for me to keep track. I also put up in the top corner who referred them to me, and that way, if it was just a referral, I can make sure and send them a thank you. If it's, somebody down the line that joins my team, then I know, oh, this is somebody that's, maybe a close friend of theirs, and I can say, hey, this is somebody that you can take care of now, and I'll pull them out of my rotation and that kind of thing. So that's what I do with the one that's alphabetized. They're in there by first name because I remember my customers by first name, mostly, not last name. Some of them by last name, but okay. So then the other one, the one by month, I try to contact my customers. I have a lot of people in here, so I try to do mine every 3 months. I know some people will say 2 months, and that's good too, but I have found I'm not able to keep up if I try to do it every 2 months. So, and a lot of my customers don't buy that often either. And so I found that I was contacting them more and having them say, I'm not ready yet. So I kind of started spacing it out a little bit. But if I have a customer who does order frequently and, every month or every couple months or whatever, then I put them in more frequently. But normally I do every 3 months. So for example, this is February. So I'm going to be working on my February follow-ups. I have a whole section here. These are my February right here. So I need to contact all those people this month. I fell a little behind in the fall, so I just finished my January. So I'm going to start working on those. But here's what I have. I have a card, again, for every customer. So I have 2 cards for every customer. And this card says customer name and date of order. And then all the communication that I have with them is placed over here. So yesterday I contacted a bunch of people just to follow up. So I would write, what was the date yesterday? 2/16/17. It was the 16th. So I say 2/16/17, and I wrote texted to follow up, or texted to check in to see if they need anything, or texted them about the diffuser special, or whatever it was that I contacted them about. And I do mostly just text my customers because that's how most of them communicate with me, and it's worked well. I have a couple that I call, but most of them text, and it works great that way. So I keep track of what I've said to them. And then, so for February, after I've contacted them, then I put it behind the May spot. And then in May, I know those people need to be contacted again. And that way I'm contacting every customer at least every 3 months. So that's what I do with those. And then I have another system. I told you I'm a nerd, and I have all kinds of systems. I like this stuff. So this is a little file box that's in here. These are alphabetical also, and these are by scent. So whenever I have a customer who orders 3 or more of the same scent at a time, or I look at their card and I think, every time they order from me, they order this scent, then I know that that's a favorite of theirs. So I have a card that I'll create for that scent name. So like the first one in here is Amber Road. That's not a scent that we have anymore, but I have a list of people on that card who really like Amber Road. So if it comes back on Bring Back My Bar, I can pull out this card and contact all of those people and say, hey, guess what? One of your favorites is back. Amber Road is available on Bring Back My Bar this month. And I get a lot of orders that way. I also will contact them on like transition month, like this month. I went through my box, and everybody who had a favorite scent that's on the discontinued list, I contacted them and said, hey, I just want to let you know one of your favorite scents is going away. And I tell them what it is. And I say, you know, almost everything's on sale, so you can get 6 bars for $22.50 or even 12 for $45. Let me know if you'd like anything. And I did a whole bunch in one day and got almost $200 in orders just from doing that, just by letting people know that one of their favorites was on the discontinued list. Now, next month, I can go through that list, and the spring and summer scents that came back that we had last year that were discontinued, I can do the exact same thing and hopefully get some sales from people who are dying to have their spring and summer favorites again. So you can use this box every Bring Back My Bar month, which is twice a year, every transition month, which is twice a year, and every new catalog season, which is twice a year. So that's 6 months of the year that you can take advantage of keeping track of your customers' favorites. And whenever you do that and follow up with them and let them know, not only do they think you're great because you remember what their favorites are, but they keep ordering from you and they remember that, hey, this person's really taking good care of me. And so it's just a great way to provide customer service. Another thing that I do real quick, I think you can kind of see, I have these folders, and the first one is orders that have already been placed. The second one is orders that we're working on wrapping up the party, so they're almost ready to be submitted. And then I have a little cubby over here for orders that have already been put in. They've come in, been put together, delivered, and so then they go in this cubby. And so then I pull those out like every week. I try to do at least once a week, if not a couple times a week, and contact them just to check in to make sure that they were happy with their order, make sure they liked everything, make sure they liked all their new scents or whatever it was. That way they're getting a follow-up right after they get their order. I'm not good at the 2-day thing because, number one, it's hard for me to make sure to do that every 2 days, or not every 2 days, but 2 days after they get the order. But I also found that a lot of people hadn't even opened their stuff yet, and they weren't sure, why, or I haven't gotten it from my host, or, I was hearing things like that. So generally I wait like a week to 2 weeks after I've delivered the orders to the customer or to the host if it was a party, and then I contact them, and that's worked really well for me. So those are a few of the things that I do for follow-up and for organization and for making sure that I keep that as a priority on my weekly to-do list and in my planner. If you have any questions, you can let me know, but hopefully this has been helpful, and hopefully you'll implement an awesome follow-up system, whether it's like this, or you take it and tweak it and make it your own, or if you've seen another one that works really well for you, just make sure that you're really following up, because you will get lots and lots of sales regularly if you do that. So thanks for watching.